I am currently in New York City because of 17 diapers, but I want to take it kind of to the next level. I don't spend $20 on clothes for myself. Why would I spend $20 on him?
So I just paid $600 in tithing. When I pay tithing, I'm telling God, thank you.
Yes, she's more than happy to spend $600 each month in charity to give to her church. But the thought of her spending $30 on a jacket to give to her son is just too much.
About 2 to 3 weeks ago, I spoke about Nikadiwa, and in that video, I gave a very brief insight into the person that we'll talk about today, and that is Nurse Hannah, who, first of all, in my humble opinion, does not deserve a child. Because at the end of the day, not everybody deserves to have a child. Because if God blesses you with the fruit of the womb, God blesses you with a child, something that other people are praying for but they can't have, and you treat your child less than, you treat your child like shit, maybe you don't deserve to have a child.
Spent under $150 for food for the entire time, so let's talk how we did that. I would say
No spoiler, she just doesn't feed her kid. She doesn't buy her kid his own meal. She gives him crumbs, bits of chips and bread. And that's how she spent $150 in 3 days on vacation. Because she just didn't feed her kid. So there you go, there's the mum hack, the life hack.
I have a question to ask. When are we going to stop treating our children as shit and then posting it on social media for likes and attention? When? I cannot believe that one will go through the uncomfortable process of pregnancy and the painful experience of labor just to treat your child less than for the whole world to see. And worst of it all is that she has supporters. She has people who are, I would say, enabling her, enabling this behavior. She has enablers, she has supporters, she has defenders as if she's a football team. But anyways, in the world of social media, certain people, they have gained attention for their unique habits, their strong opinions, and their controversial behavior. And Nurse Hannah, who is now widely known as 17 Diaper Lady, is one of these people. At first, she became known for her strict and her somewhat unusual approach to parenting, but over time, more details about her life choices and her parenting style have caused serious heated discussions online. Many people, they have questioned her parenting style, they've questioned her religious commitment, and they've questioned the way that she prioritizes her money, which we'll speak about later on in this video, don't worry. So this essay is going to take a deeper look at Hannah's background, her religion, her relationship with her family, and also the larger societal issues that her story brings to light. That being said, let me introduce myself. Hi guys, my name is Jo, and hi, welcome to my channel. On this channel, I just speak about whatever I want to speak about, whether they're trendy or not. So if video essays and documentaries are your cup of tea, hi, thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you do subscribe to my channel, like this video, and yeah, see you tomorrow because I post twice a day. But if you've seen this on a Sunday, then see you next week. That being said, let's get into the word for today. So the word for the day says, embrace uncertainty, for within it lies endless possibilities. Embrace uncertainty, for within it lies endless possibilities. And this is from my journal. The Manifesto Vision journal is literally a guide to journaling. It has everything you need for journaling. If you want to purchase my journal, the link is in my description box. My journal is literally the best in the market, and I'm not just saying it. I am saying it because it has everything that you need for journaling. It has shadow work prompts, brain dump, weekly reflection, gratitude section. It has dream journaling, and the shadow work prompts here are all original. My journal, they're in two types. They're in the hardcover and they're in this paperback. So anyone that you want, but everything is the same. It has the same value for content. So if you want to purchase it, the link is in my description box. I love journaling a lot, so I just want to share a part of me with the whole world. But that being said, let's get straight into this video. So guys, today we're going to talk about Nurse Hannah, because this woman, if you thought Nikadiwa, can anybody top Nikadiwa? I don't know if they're, and apparently they are best friends, which we'll talk about later on in this video, but I always get ahead of myself. But let's just get into this video. So first of all, who is Nurse Hannah? Hannah, she was raised in a Mormon household, which means that she grew up in a very religious environment that emphasized on faith, family, and community. It's also known as the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, or the LDS, and they have these very strict teachings about how to live their lives, including guidelines on morality, modesty, and financial responsibility. That church, they love money. Anyway, so for Mormons, faith is not just something that they do practice on Sundays. It's a way of life that influences their daily decisions. But before I go on, I would like to say how Nurse Hannah became very popular. It all began in October 2024 when Hannah, a young mother from Utah, she posted a video on TikTok that would change her life. In that clip, she humorously counted 17 dirty diapers that were scattered around her house. For you knew it, this video racked up millions of views and instantly catapulted Hannah into the spotlight.
Let's pick up all the dirty diapers I have lying around my house right now. I kid you not, my guess is probably 15. I don't own a diaper pail or a diaper genie or whatever they're called. They just kind of get thrown around my house and then we just collect them in a bag at the end of the day and take them out to the dumpster. So I've been solo parenting for the last 24 hours. So we're gonna see how many dirty diapers we have just lying around with 2 kids. I promise you, I'm not even exaggerating. This has only been 24 hours. So I'm counting just 4 diapers right here on the coffee table. Found another one right behind the couch. Oh, found 2 more. So far that's what? 7 diapers, I'm pretty sure. That's just down here, like in the kitchen living room area. Let's go upstairs. I already know this is gonna be so bad. Okay, so right away I'm seeing 1, 2, 3 diapers. So that's 8, 9, 10 diapers. Then into the bedroom. This is the corner of what my side of the bed looks like at night. It's embarrassing, I know. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think if I counted right, that's 17 diapers lying around my house. No wonder my house friggin' stinks right now.
Suddenly, she had hundreds of thousands of followers, she had media appearances, and she also had a platform to share her experiences of motherhood.
I am currently in New York City because of 17 diapers. I am now known as the 17 diaper mom. That's probably gonna follow me forever, being that I threw away 17 diapers in my house. So I'm thinking, let's make something out of it. I'm in New York City. I was on a talk show yesterday. That's insane. That's freaking insane. But I want to take it kind of to the next level. My dream, my goal, something cooler than a talk show. Matt and Abby podcast. The Matt and Abby podcast or the Avery Woods podcast. I want to be able to take this 17 diapers thing and really just make it explode even more. Make it like a name, a brand, something that really means so much so that when someone sees and hears 17 diapers, they know exactly what that means. They know that's moms supporting moms, getting rid of the mom shaming. 17 diapers started out as something so freaking negative with bullying, shaming, all the negativity, and it's turned into something so freaking deep and wonderful and incredible, and it's moms supporting moms. So I think I don't know how to get these people's attention because I am so small compared to some of these creators. I have seen so many people, big creators, small creators, everybody make videos about their 17 diapers, which is just the most incredible thing ever. But I don't know how to get the attention of, say, Avery Woods podcast, Matt and Abby podcast.
But later on in this video, we're going to bring up this 17 diaper dilemma to light again. Anyways, after her video went viral, there were so many publications that reported on her story, and she even went on TV. And like I said earlier, she became very popular, and apparently her and Nikadiwa, they are best friends. Yeah. She does not deserve a Billie Eilish song, honestly. Oh my god. You know, when I was editing this video, I went on TikTok because I know when I was researching for Nikadiwa, I had saved a video of them claiming to be besties. Why did I go to my TikTok and I didn't see the video any longer? Just for me to go to Reddit, and I've seen that Nikadiwa deleted the video because of the controversies that Nurse Hannah was going through. And then someone also posted that Nurse Hannah had posted a video of her claiming to be Nikadiwa's best friend. And I went on TikTok and I saw this video.
Husband and I were blessed with the biggest opportunity to go to the nicest restaurant in New York City. Well, I don't know if it's the nicest restaurant, but it was the nicest one that we've ever been to in our entire lives. Thank you to my new bestie Nika Diwa for setting us up with this restaurant. I felt so spoiled and pampered this day, I can't even explain it. Nika and I met on the Tamron Hall show the other day in New York City, and she's seriously the loveliest, beautiful, most down-to-earth human being I've ever met in my entire life. Her and her husband set us up with this restaurant, and seriously the most delicious food I've ever had in my entire life. Every bite that me and my husband took, we kept looking at each other and we were like, oh my gosh, I did not realize that food could have this much flavor. I thought that I've had good food. I thought I did up until this night.
Unlike so many people who struggle financially, Nurse Hannah, she came from a very wealthy family. Don't forget she's Mormon, and Mormons, they are primarily known to be rich people, especially the white Mormons. So basically, Nurse Hannah, she came from a very wealthy family and she lived a life of comfort and privilege. She had access to good education, financial stability, and resources that so many people could only dream of. However, this privilege also came with high expectations. In the Mormon culture, there's a very strong pressure for someone to follow religious rules, to attend church regularly, and also especially to contribute financially. One of the biggest financial commitments in the Mormon church is tithing. And tithing is the process of donating 10% of your income to the church. So for Hannah, that means that despite having children to take care of, she consistently gives around $600 a month to her church. And according to Christianity, or according to churches, you have to give like 10% of your monthly income. So $600 is 10% of $6,000. And I'm very sure that this is after tax because you get paid after the tax has been deducted. At least in the UK, I don't know how it is done in America, but in the UK, except you're self-employed, before you get paid, your company has already deducted the tax. And again, if you're self-employed and you get paid, the first thing you do is to deduct the tax, then you know what is left for you, because even the Bible says give to Caesar what is Caesar's. So obviously, if she's giving $600 to the church, that means she got paid $6,000 after tax. So at least she'll have like $5,400 left for herself. And let's not forget, she's from a rich family and she has a rich husband. I would like to think so. So if she has $600, she has well enough money to buy basic necessities for her child, in which we'll expand more on this video.
So I just paid $600 in tithing, and you guys were freaking out over it.
While many religious people see tithing as a very sacred duty, Nurse Hannah has faced criticism for putting the church's financial needs above her own family's well-being. And some people, they've argued that rather than spending money on her children's needs, such as getting her child food when her child obviously needs to eat food, especially something like lunch, healthcare, or education, she chooses to prioritize religious contribution. And this has led many people to question her decision making and also whether her devotion to her faith is blinding her to the needs of her own family. So now you guys have gotten like a brief summary on everything I'm about to say. Let's go deeper into this because I have a lot to say, especially when it comes to this woman, because researching on this woman, honestly, if you guys notice, when I did the Nika Diwa video, I was pissed off as fuck. I was so pissed off and people were coming for me, her minions, her followers, they were coming, they were calling me names, so whatever. See, I'm already used to that. And this one may probably be worse, but I'm already used to that. But if you cannot see where I'm coming from, especially the fact that children are being exploited and are being maltreated by the same person and same people that should care for them, then respectfully get off my page. Now I'm going to talk about the controversial parenting practices that she has been accused of doing. One of the main reasons Nurse Hannah has become such a very polarizing figure is her questionable parenting methods. Many of her choices and statements have left people deeply concerned about her children's well-being. There have been several incidents that she's captured on videos and she has shared on TikTok by herself without a gun pointed to her head, because I don't know if she thinks that people will support this, especially the vast majority of people will support this, mainly because people supported the 17 diaper video. It does not give you the right to think that you can mistreat your child, post online online and think that people are going to stand by that. So basically, she shared all these videos online, and as usual, it sparked online debate about whether her parenting crosses the line into neglect or emotional harm. So one of the most shocking moments that has raised red flags about Hannah's parenting was a video in which her young son flinched when she handed him an item. This seemingly small reaction just became a major topic of discussion online. People believe, including me, yes, I do believe, that her reaction just suggested that he was used to being physically punished, even if no direct evidence of abuse has been provided. One thing you guys should know is that children, they do not usually flinch in fear unless they have learned to expect harsh treatment. And this became viral, and this led to speculations that Nurse Hannah has been using physical discipline more frequently than she had admitted, because yes, she had admitted to hitting her children, which we're going to talk about later on in this video.
No hitting, there's no biting of any sort. If you bite, I'm gonna bite you.
And then again, people went online to act as if they were going to hit their child, and when they acted, their child did not flinch. I don't have a child, but I tried it on my cat and he did not even flinch. So again, children, just as animals, understand where there is danger and they would rather not go around that side. Does that make sense? Other controversy that she's found herself in is withholding food. So let me explain this. There's a video of Nurse Hannah eating in front of her toddler while she was refusing to share food with him. She allowed herself to eat while her hungry child watched. She just gave him a little bit of pie and said that when they got home, he was going to nap because she does not joke with sleep time.
I feel bad, so I did give him a tiny little piece. Because honestly, this will probably be his lunch because it's already past nap time. So when we go home, we're going straight to bed. Doesn't mess around with nap time. We are not missing nap time around here. It was such a beautiful day and we had to go outside.
And for most parents, feeding their child is a top priority even before feeding themselves. And then again, she was like, oh, the food I got was just for me. And someone stitched that video and was like, what happened to branching McDonald's on the way and just going to a drive-thru to get the food for your child while your child at least eats in the car? Then if you're really prioritizing sleep time, by the time you're home, it's time for sleep. What happened to that?
Why wouldn't you just get him a Happy Meal on the way home? Because why would you not just get him a Happy Meal on the way home? Why does he have another mark on his face? Why did you not pack anything knowing you were going to the park for a couple hours? You're just giving him a little piece of pastry? When your kids are that age, you're carrying around a diaper bag everywhere. Also, you have a vehicle. You can put things in your car. Why do you have no food for him?
And this moment just deeply disturbed so many viewers who saw it as an act of cruelty and neglect, because she admitted in that video that was lunchtime for her child, but her child was not going to have lunchtime. Again, what gives her the audacity to post all these videos, put them online, and think that people are going to side her? Is it because the 17 diapers video went viral? Because I don't understand. Children, in case you guys do not know, they rely on their parents for basic survival, and denying a young child food while eating in front of them can be emotionally damaging, and again, it's deeply unfair. Children are sponges. Things get to them very easily compared to like a grown adult. Even you as a grown adult, if you're being treated unfairly, you're going to feel it in your bones. So imagine a child. Honestly, this is one of the most famous ones that she's gone viral for, and that's refusing to buy her child a jacket. So Hannah's financial priorities, they've also been called into question when she refused to buy her child a jacket even though he needed one. And she was like, $35, I'm not going to buy this. She justified this decision by saying that the jacket was too expensive. $35 for a jacket of a child, too expensive. But the thing is, she had no problem spending money on other less essential purchases. This was particularly frustrating to people because children, they need basic needs, and if she can afford to give large sums of money to her church, why can't she afford to purchase a $35 jacket for her child? And when I posted my Nikadiwa video, the people were like, you guys leave the family alone, blah blah blah. First of all, if you want people to start up your family's business, don't bring them to social media. Maybe we start from there. You're bringing them to social media, you're exploiting them and you're maltreating them. And what do you expect us to do? Act like dummies and not speak about your child? Make it make sense, please.
It feels like 8 degrees. And we're venturing out of the house with 2 kids because I am stupid. This is how cold the car is. This is literally rock freaking solid. It turned winter in like 0.2 days and this kid doesn't have a big jacket. So I need to find him a big jacket. I'm sorry, but I can't spend $35 on a toddler jacket. I know he needs one, obviously.
This does not make sense to me. If you have money to get your hair done, you have money to spend on your child's winter jacket. I'd rather sell my cell phone or my gaming computer if it meant I was able to buy my son a $35 winter jacket. I'd rather sell every single piece of clothing that I have in my closet if that meant buying him a jacket. Not to mention that it should have been done prior to it getting to 8 degrees out. How are you letting your child out in 8-degree weather, but it feels colder, with just a long sleeve on? I don't know if this is supposed to be like you making relatable videos for your viewers, but I can tell you right now, not a single sane or half decent parent relates to your content.
Make it make sense. Anyways, there's another video that I saw of her where she said that she can't even spend a $4 shirt from Walmart on her son. Your son is not worthy of a $4 t-shirt. It's not like she's poor. She's not poor. She's very rich. She grew up in a comfortable rich family. She's Mormon. Mormon people, they are very, very comfortable. At least most of the white Mormon people, they are very comfortable. They are rich or whatever. She said that she would rather go to a thrift store to buy clothes for $1.
Things I don't really care about as a mom. I don't spend $20 on clothes for myself. Why would I spend $20 on him? I shop at Kid to Kid. I shop at thrift stores for kids. Even Walmart. I'll see a shirt there for like $4 and I'm like, ugh. I know I can get that at Kid to Kid for like $1.
And while thrifting isn't bad, using it as a reason not to let your child have or wear a brand new clothes because you don't want to spend $4 even when you have the financial support to do so, I'm sorry, that is frightening. Now, another controversy that I don't know if she went through this, but during my research, a video I saw, she locks her child's door at night. Hannah, she has admitted to locking her child's door at night, and this is a parenting practice that is deeply alarming, because what do you mean that you lock your child's door at night? What do you mean? While some parents might do this to prevent their child from wandering at night, locking a young child in a room can be very dangerous, can be traumatic, and I think it should even be illegal in some places. Because what if the child needed help? What if there was an emergency like a fire? I see this as another example of Hannah prioritizing convenience over her child's safety and emotional well-being. Let's talk about another controversy, because this is a spanking debate. So basically, she said a little spanking isn't bad. Perhaps one of the most divisive things that Hannah has said was that a little spanking isn't bad.
No hitting, there's no biting of any sort. If you bite, I'm gonna bite you.
I remember the flinching section I told you guys about, but the way that boy flinched, I'm very convinced that she does more than a little spanking. There was a time, I think it was during Halloween, her husband was taking pumpkin close to the child, and the child was visibly like scared. And people will be like, oh, maybe the child is scared of pumpkin. But think about a child, think about a child who they are trying to scare, especially with something like pumpkin. They would literally like laugh while running away. They will have a different reaction to the reaction that her son had at that moment. While corporal punishment remains a very controversial subject, modern parenting research suggests that spanking can have long-term negative effects on children's mental health and also the development. Hannah's statement, it led to heated discussions about whether physical punishment is ever justified and whether her approach to discipline is outdated and potentially harmful.
If you're still confused of why Nurse Hannah would record her mistreating her own children, edit it, upload it to social media for the world to see, it's called a flex. She was flexing her abuse to show us that that's how we all should be raising and treating our children. Today, I'm enjoying some patita. I've been craving it. And I need you to know, this patita, it looks delicious. See, Hannah belongs to a scary trend of mothers that are flexing their abuse to their children and calling it discipline. The way she tossed that newborn, the way she talks to her toddler when her toddler just touched the waffle iron, and she says, why would you do that? Rather than being nurturing, she's teaching you and me that that's how you're supposed to treat children. Remember Ruby Frankie? How she recorded herself telling the entire world that she removed the beds of her children whenever they misbehaved? To flex. And it's a scary trend of new mothers to think that this is how children ought to be treated. that we're no longer supposed to be nurturing and loving to our children, and that this harsh discipline is the go-to when it comes to parenting. Her lack of empathy when she pulled that chair from her son and he fell, yeah, she's teaching us how to treat children. And the reason it didn't work on TikTok, the way Ruby Frankie was doing it on YouTube, is that TikTok moms were like, whoa, you posting this? This is how you treat your children at home? And I think what Hannah was looking for was that type of audience, that type of women to say to her, show me how to do that. Show me how I can be that cruel to my children, that raw discipline. Whatever this trend of new parenting is, they might call it discipline, but it's nothing but abuse.
Given the other concerns about her parenting, many people have felt that her attitude towards spanking only added to the growing evidence that she might not be providing a safe and nurturing environment for her children. Personally, I think she does more than a little spanking, honestly. Because if your child can flinch like that not once but twice, that there is an open secret at what is going on at home. Another controversy this woman has gotten herself into, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm already getting tired of speaking about because I'm getting drained. But she says she does not change her baby's diapers too often. For a person who became famous for having 17 diapers spread around the house, this woman unprovokedly admitted that she doesn't change her child's diaper too often. She's even shocked when she sees that people say that they change their children's diaper too often. She kept stressing about how expensive diapers are.
I'm not changing my kid's diaper when they pee. I've never done that. Do you know how expensive diapers are? I have friends and people that I know that like, oh, they peed, we have to change their diaper. And I'm like, they peed? Literally, I will change his diaper if he poops. Or if it's like a very full diaper.
I don't know, when people give birth and have children, get pregnant, I don't understand. Did you think that having a child was a cheap thing? Having children is fucking expensive. Those little minions, they grow up like at every time you turn your eyes. So if you choose to have a child, you should know that having children comes with a lot of financial responsibility. But then Nurse Hannah earns $6,000 a month. She earns $6,000 a month to start with. And secondly, she is rich. According to her, she only changes it immediately if she sees that the child has pooped. But when they pee, she does not change it until it's fully soaked. Which in hindsight, it just explains the stain on the coffee table in the initial 17 diaper video. But then again, if she keeps complaining about the financial cost of a diaper, then get a napkin, honestly. If you keep complaining about how expensive diapers are, get a freaking napkin. Literally, that's what they used in those days. I think they even used a napkin on me. Use a napkin, pin it up with safety pin, and wash it after what has been done has been done. If you really do not want to get a diaper, then do it the old-fashioned way. Do it the old-fashioned way. You clearly have the money. Even from TikTok alone, you're earning a lot of money. I don't understand if she thinks we are fools. But not the fact that she's a nurse. Meanwhile, nurses in America, they earn a lot of money. But not the fact she is a nurse, she's also doing TikTok. And with the amount of views she has, she's earning a lot of money. So another controversy she found herself in, I would call it the chair incident. So basically, this is one of the most disturbing incidents that actually fueled public outrage because her son was sitting on this table in this video and then she pulled the chair out and her son fell on the floor.
Well, if this right here doesn't say
I'm sorry. Why did you pull the chair out from under him?
Well, if this right here doesn't...
Like, did you do this for views? Did you intentionally pull a chair out from your toddler to make him fall on the floor? Why?
You know, I was rushing this morning to go get my hair done, and I was trying to be a nice mom and make pancakes.
Girl, ew, don't make this about you being the best mom in the world. Not after that.
And you know what? It just ended up with James falling off the chair. I mean, he was fine afterwards, but he did just cry and sob for a good chunk of time after that. Something that I didn't really have time for today. But yes, I am getting my hair done today.
Something you didn't have time for, then why did you make him fall?
This moment was shocking, not just because of the physical impact, but because of the seemingly intentional nature of the act. And to me, this was a very cruel and unnecessary action, which she intentionally did, but I don't understand. Was she intentionally trying to harm her child for the sake of social media engagement? Because if she was willing to intentionally cause potential injury on camera, what else might be going on behind closed doors? What else? So basically, what's funny is that she has some defenders, some people that try to downplay the severity of the moment, and they suggested that it was a simple parenting mishap, but she meant it as a joke. However, for so many people, that moment was not humorous, but rather a very disturbing example of a mother who seems to lack empathy for her own child. And the next one we'll talk about will be dismissive behavior towards her son. During my research, I noticed that she has this emotional detachment from her children, especially her toddler. Repeatedly in her videos, she appears disengaged, frustrated, or even annoyed by her son's presence. And there is a video where she visibly rolls her eyes whenever her child approaches her. Even there was a time where her son touched like a hot waffle toaster, and she somewhat found it funny, and then she kind of tried to blame him.
Well, good morning to everybody except for James, who felt the need to just full on touch the waffle iron this morning.
Why would you touch that?
Waffle iron.
This lady's really making me mad now because, first of all, why is that even in a place that he can reach it? Second of all, you can see that he's hurt. This is a voiceover, so you can't hear him screaming and crying. So why is your reaction to him screaming and crying? You can see he's hurt. You can see his face. He burned himself. Why is your immediate reaction have to pick your child up and run his hand under cold water? Are you okay? Come here. Pick them up. Run their hand under cold water because they're burnt. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to move the waffle iron so that he doesn't do it again. How is your reaction going to be just looking at him like, what's your problem? What do you mean, what's this? Me too.
Is she frustrated with motherhood and maybe possibly resents her child? We may never know. While it's very, very normal for parents to feel exhausted and overwhelmed at times, Hannah just consistently exhibits these negative reactions and has led many people to believe that she may not actually be enjoying being a mother at all. Her dismissiveness has fueled speculations about her lack of emotional warmth and connection that's been necessary for healthy parenting. While I can wholeheartedly argue that no parent is perfect and everyone has their moments of frustration, I also believe that her behavior just suggests something more concerning. It suggests a persistent and unhealthy attitude towards her child. So, that being said, two things can be right at once. Now we have another eating incident that is separate from the very first one that we spoke about. So there is this video where Hannah and her husband, they were seen enjoying a meal while her son was just watching, and he was so frustrated was watching this frustratingly, and this boy was not given any food. Even more disturbing was when this hungry child reached out for the food. It was cheap. He reached out for this food, and the husband, without thinking twice, just flicked his hand away, and flicked his hand like he did not even think twice. He just did it. In my opinion, it's a sign that this has been done before, and this wasn't the first time that something like this has happened.
Now, the next way that we save a lot of money while we eat out is we don't drink alcohol. We're not ordering sodas. We literally, when they come to get our drink order, we are only 100% of the time.
Sight of a toddler being refused food by his own parents just struck a nerve in me, and I'm sure it struck a nerve with so many other people, because in my opinion, this moment just crossed a line from simple bad parenting to outright mistreatment. Looking at the child on the table, the child just looked so frustrated. He looked so sad watching his parents eat. Honestly, it just raised many questions about how often this child has been denied basic needs behind the scenes. Food withholding, even in minor instances, is a major red flag for neglect, in case you guys do not know. The backlash for this was swift, and it led so many people to call for an intervention from CPS. And again, her defenders, they attempted to dismiss the moment as an overreaction, but the video was undeniable proof that Hannah and her husband, they were failing to properly care for their child. So now, is this a pattern of questionable choices? Because each of these incidents on its own might not be enough to condemn Hannah as an unfit mother, but together they just paint a troubling picture. Her decisions, withholding food, refusing to buy essential clothing for her son, locking doors at night, defending physical punishment, and raising questions and concerns about possible physical discipline. It suggests a pattern of neglect, a pattern of poor judgment, and also misplaced priority. Hannah's story just goes beyond just one viral moment. her deep-rooted religious beliefs, her financial decisions, and treatment of her children, they've all come under intense scrutiny. I personally believe that she puts her faith before her family, she neglects her children's needs, and she also complains about parenting while making poor financial decisions. If she's that overwhelmed, again I ask, where is her husband? So if her husband is too lazy to be there for their family, yeah, she and her husband, they have enough money to hire a nanny. No, they have enough money to hire a nanny. In my own opinion, there is no excuse to be neglectful to a child where you have every means to make everything better for you and for your child when you cannot show off. So now, let's take a deeper dive into her Mormon upbringing, her financial decisions, her attitude towards motherhood, and the ongoing investigation around her. So here we're going to talk about religion versus parenting, and we're going to analyze where her priorities are. I know we brushed over this at the whole introduction, but I would love to go deeper into this. I have a deep dive on the Mormon Church, which is one of my favorite videos till date. I even had to watch it. For someone who doesn't really like hearing her voice, I really don't like hearing my voice. I don't go back to listen to voice notes or like kind of watch my videos. So if I go back to watching a video, I know that I really enjoyed the video. So when you guys say you love hearing my voice, I'm like, you guys don't know how blessed I am. I'll just play a snippet for you guys to see and decide if it's something that you'd want to watch. So if it's something that you'd want to watch, the link is in my description box, or you're going to see it on the cards here. But that being said, just watch this little snippet.
Why would he make that up?
So the 2024 US presidential election has just wrapped up, and it seems like everybody across America and the whole world are pretty unhappy about the outcome. Just a day after the election, there were reports of disturbing messages being sent to black people suggesting that they should go to the nearest plantation to pick cotton. It's so hard to believe that at this day and age we are seeing such blatant racism. And if you look at social media, you would notice a spike in searches like, how can I change my vote? Especially from people in red states. It seems like many young people are having second thoughts about their choices at the ballot box. Now, you might be wondering, what has all this got to do with the topic at hand? Fast forward to 5 days post-election and suddenly somebody is trending on Twitter. Who, you may ask? Well, our very own Mormon queen, Nara Smith. She became the center of attention with a flurry of comments and accusations claiming that she voted for Donald Trump. One TikTok video that caught my eye delved into how Mormonism is rooted in racism, and trust me, this is something that is very important and I'm going to speak about later on in this video. Another video that I watched, this person was basically speaking about how she cannot understand how black people are Mormon, and this is not something that's coming from anywhere. There is a whole context to this. Some people over the years, they've come out to point how the Mormon Church has pushed a trad wife agenda on social media, which raises even more questions about gender roles and representation within the faith. By the way, I have a video on that topic, so you can check that out after this one. Another thing, somebody actually saw Lucky Blue Smith on public transport, so welcome back. So basically, the Mormon Church, they do not joke with their tithe. They don't joke with their tithe. And one other thing that I would like to add is that during my research of the Mormon Church, something that I noticed was that from the birth of their founder, Joseph Smith, till this present day, it seems like their followers have been brainwashed by the leaders and the founders of the church. To me, I feel like their followers are hypnotized. Apologies if you are from the Mormon Church and you're watching me, but go back to history and listen or watch my video. And when you finish watching my video, please, if everything there seems normal, let me know, because while researching about the Mormon Church, I was saying there is no way the followers and the members of this church think that all this that's going on in their church is normal. And I'm going to speak a little bit about that. So we can see in real time Hannah, the 17 diaper mom, she is so focused on her church.
Again, I make over $100,000 a year and I give 10% of all of my money to the Mormon Church. And let me tell you why. So basically I started doing these like budget my paycheck videos with you guys. You guys seem to really enjoy them. And I thought it was kind of fun breaking it all down. And I was telling you guys that I give 10% of all of my money before I pay any bills, before I spend anything. I always give 10% of every paycheck to the church. And I'm not saying this as like a, ooh, I'm so cool, I'm bragging kind of thing, but I legitimately, like, when my husband and I get paid, we go through our bank account and it was, okay, when did we last pay our tithing? Okay, let's go back and add up our paychecks and pay the tithing that we owe. We literally view it as like, not a requirement, but it's something that we choose to do, and it's just always been a thing, and so it's never been a question, basically. And I believe that no matter how strong my faith is in the Mormon church and how weak it is, because
she does not mind spending so much on her church and little on her child. Hannah, she was raised in a strict Mormon household, meaning that she grew up in a very religious environment where faith detected every necessary part of their lives. Not only necessary parts of their life, like every aspect of their life. The Church of the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, or the Mormon Church, or the LDS, they emphasize strong family values, they emphasize discipline, and they also emphasize obedience to religious teaching. However, it also comes with very strict financial expectation, most notably tithing. So, what is tithing? In the LDS church and many other churches, members are expected to give 10% of their income to the church. But while this is a Christian standard, in the Mormon church, this is a deeply ingrained practice, with nearly 80% of the Mormon people or the Mormon members reportedly paying their full tithes even if they struggle financially. Church leaders, they preach that faithful tithing will bring blessings and members should trust God to provide for their needs. So, because of this, people inconvenience themselves so much and they rather give that money that they should put to maybe getting a good jacket for their child. They rather give that money to church. They rather give that money to their pastor. That is why we have pastors that are flying jets and you yourself as a member cannot even afford a bicycle. I mean, who remembers Kenneth Copeland? When he was asked if he could fly commercial, he said he cannot fly commercial because he cannot talk to God while flying. LOL. Because I don't understand. I thought the Bible says that God is everywhere. It's in your heart, it's in your mind. Why do you have to be in a private jet to talk to God? He is literally playing in you guys' faces. And even till today, that man is the richest pastor in the world. The richest in the world. But I digress. For Hannah, this belief system just seems to have taken priority over her children's well-being. Despite frequently complaining about financial hardship, she reportedly donates $600 a month to the church, even when her children's basic needs just go unmet. Basically, I really have to question if Hannah's deep religious devotion is clouding her judgment as a parent. Because instead of adjusting her budget to better support her children, she chooses to continue tithing while neglecting necessities like food, clothing, and comfort for her children. Refusing to buy a warm jacket for your child is too expensive, even though she had no problem paying $600 in tithing. Withholding food from her toddler while eating in front of him, was that also taught in your church? Because I don't get it. The Mormon, they believe in eternal marriage and they believe in having as many children as possible. So they have the baptism for the dead and all those things which I spoke about in the video. And they believe that whoever you're married to on earth is someone who will be your husband in heaven. So this is where the eternal marriage comes in. So I'm afraid these two people, Nurse Hannah and her husband Braxton, if nothing changes, I'm afraid that they will continue to do whatever they are doing to their children with no consequences. And most likely will raise a flock of children to the world if care isn't taken, which they may treat with the same level, if not worse, of neglect as their current children. I mean, people are already calling her the next Ruby Frankie.
The fact that I'm even being compared right now to Ruby Frankie is absolutely comical. It's hilarious, really. We live in a world nowadays where people will turn nothing into something. We live in a world where people are so desperate to become TikTok famous, they will post about anything in order to get views for themselves. They don't care if it's going to bring someone down with it. They just want to become TikTok famous. The fact that my children are happy, they're healthy, well-nourished, they're running around playing, that should be a pretty good indicator that everything's just fine. It's great.
And again, I want to give you guys an assignment to do. If you go on Google and just type 8, just type 8, don't press search. The first suggestion would be Ruby Frankie, which is so funny because is it not scary that your whole personality. Someone can just type 8 and you just show up as the first suggestion. Obviously, it's talking about 8 passengers. Like today, when I typed 8, it just showed Ruby Frankie, which that's crazy. That being said, what does Ruby Frankie and Not Hannah have in common? They're both Mormon wives who are based in Utah and who showed obvious neglect of their children, and their husbands just acted dumb. Clock that tea. Now, let's speak a little bit about the ethics of social media parenting, because I have been speaking about it for time. In case you're new to my channel, the first video I created was on toxic parenting. It was on the toxic boy moms of TikTok. Because when I spoke about Nikadiwa, they were mostly from like new people who are like, oh, now everybody wants to talk about child abuse, blah, blah, blah. No, I've been talking about it since 2023. I've been talking about it since 2023. So it's not a new thing to me. It's something I have been screaming about, how children have been exploited by their parents. So now we're going to talk about the ethics of social media parenting. Hannah's controversy has only reignited debates about whether children should be featured in social media content at all. The thing is, when it comes to this Hannah's case, we can see the signs. She's doing all these things because in her mind she thinks it's normal, and people are like, this is not normal. And in as much as I hate parents putting their children on social media to exploit them, in this case, we can actually help because we're seeing how it's happening in real time. This is why we can call the authorities, even though they've already done, to go into the house and make sure that everything is okay and everything is fine. Honestly, go into the house, make sure everything is okay, make sure everything is fine, because if this was done behind closed doors where nobody is privy to what that child may be going through in that house, it could turn into something that is different. Because that's something that happened with Ruby Frankie. She posted herself mistreating her children and everything, and CPS was constantly called to the family. It became so much that it was a neighbor that called police to the home. Hannah's controversy has also reignited debates about whether children should be featured in social media content at all. I have spoken about the effects of sharing teen, and I wholeheartedly believe that parents who share their children's lives online constantly open the door for exploitation, even if it's unintentional. So some key concerns that have emerged include: are social media parents more focused on content creation than actual parenting? Do parents sometimes stage moments, positive or negative, to gain engagement even at the children's expense? Should there be stricter rules about featuring minors on social media, especially when it comes to monetized content? And those are the 3 questions that I would like to ask. Hannah's case, it shows the dark side of parenting content online. What started as a mother sharing her struggles has turned into a situation where people are questioning whether those struggles are actually harming her children. My final thoughts: when a mother's biggest priority becomes her online presence rather than her child's well-being, something has gone terribly wrong. And guys, that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate. I'm recording this on a Monday, but I have a whole last week ahead of me. Like, this week is going to be a lot. I pray I finish editing this video so that I'll put it out for you guys, because I have a second video I'm about to record. So if this video is out on Sunday, that means that video has already been out yesterday, which is Saturday. But if this video is out on Saturday, please watch out tomorrow for the video that I'm about to post. Thank you guys so much. I really do love and appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time, bye. Oh, don't forget to purchase my journal. I saw like 2 people purchase it yesterday. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Until next time, bye.